Nous sommes sur le premier site d'échantillonnage en Papouasie-Nouvelle-Guinée.
Welcome aboard Tara, a floating scientific laboratory that has been exploring the ocean for over 20 years. Our new expedition is taking place in the Coral Triangle. In this region of Southeast Asia, corals are resisting global warming. Our objective? To understand why and how they survive, so that we can better protect and conserve them. For a year and a half, an international crew comprising sailors, scientists and artists will take turns aboard Tara. Welcome to the Tara Coral Expedition.
This is the first leg of the Tara Coral Expedition in Kimbe Bay for 35 days to try to understand how corals are resilient in this area. So I'm Olivier Thomas and I'm professor at the University of Galway in Ireland. So I'm working in the marine environment, but from the chemistry point of view.
This morning we are going to dive with two teams of two divers. I'm ready to leave. I think the boat is waiting for me.
The diversity of coral is absolutely fantastic. More than certainly 30 species of corals in 2 square meters. And that's the characteristic of the Coral Triangle. The Coral Triangle is very known now of being a place of resilience for corals. So we want to really study why these corals are so resilient in this area. So we start in Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia are certainly other places where the corals are even more resilient. The coral is a fantastic animal. First of all, it's an animal, the coral itself, but it's actually a combination of 3 components: the animal, that's essential, but also the microalgae, which is a plant, and also the mineral, that is the reef. Total, I think this was 13 samples. Number 2. Bingo! And then we are working, trying to study all sorts of responses of this coral reef to the heat stress and climate change. But also to study the impact of plantation on the coral reef, the chemicals and all the different changes in nutrients that this plantation is causing to the environment, in the marine environment. And if it could be linked actually to some sort of decline of resilience or resistance of the corals in the area.
We have a lot of plantations.
That's from the plantation,
that
right?
affects our coral reef.
Do you put any pesticide in the plantation?
Pesticide. They apply pesticides inside.
You know, we want to understand what happened. Because yeah, that's much more degraded. 10 years ago, it was much nicer 10 years ago. Implications of local communities is essential here. They live from the coral reefs and all the fishes. And obviously an impact on coral reefs will impact their diets. And without coral, there won't be fish. 30 samples were collected, different species, which is unusual in very small space. Obviously, corals don't live alone in the coral reef. Okay, they're surrounded by a huge diversity of other macroinvertebrates and seaweeds. Obviously, these species are also very important for the corals to live. Sponges are known to really filter a huge amount of water. They release also a huge amount of nutrients as well. They are important for the ecosystem, so we need to characterize that to really have a full understanding of the ecosystem and not only the corals in isolation.
C'est pas magnifique ça? Et ouais, je sais pas si ça fait partie de la bestiole ou...
So we are doing a lot in Tara. Obviously there's a lot of different type of experiments. Some of them are really during the night. It's more to study the environment of this particular place in Kimbe Bay. Environment, it means really what we have in the atmosphere, what we have in the surface micro layer, and what we have in the water, to try to see the continuum between the water up to the environment. But overall, yeah, there are long days. That's why we need 6 scientists, supported by 6 members of the crew.
I'm going up in the mast in the crow nest where we have scientific instruments measuring the aerosols. Oh, the view is amazing and maybe I'm going to stay a bit longer to enjoy it more.
And clearly the reef is changing. The reef has been degraded. Sponges are becoming more dominant. But it is true that, and this is very positive from my point of view, is that the monitoring we are doing clearly shows small little patches of corals are recovering, and that's certainly very positive for the future, that hopefully the reef will rebuild on these new small corals that are now appearing on the reef as well.
So we are watching the first month of sampling in Papua New Guinea. We're going for, I don't know, maybe the 20th dive of the month. A bit tired, but we'll be better after the dive, I guess.
This expedition is unique, and it will allow us to respond to this question of what brings the resilience to a coral reef. In each leg where we're going to stay, we're going to collect a huge amount of data that will really allow us to identify the main factors, the main markers of resilience in the whole coral triangle. With Tara, we'll be able to apply exactly the same method. So it's bringing here a huge amount of data in 9 different locations, and that's unique. We need a schooner for that. We need to be able to travel easily to apply the same method, and that's why Tara is unique in this sense.
Follow us!